Hello everyone, my name is Chloe and today I am here with a brand new video. Welcome to Brunette Bibliophile, where I post bookish videos and writing content. Today I am here with an extremely delayed, extremely large holiday book haul. We're gonna call it a holiday book haul, but all of these books I think got here between October and December. So because the timing of getting these books is so wide, I've decided that I am going to separate them into read versus unread, because a lot of them I have read since acquiring them. The read pile is bigger than the unread pile, which I guess is a good thing. But we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in and get started, and if there is like a special note, like I got it for a gift or something like that, I will talk about it as I pick up the books. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first book I have is my December book of the month pick, and it is The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. This is not a debut like I thought it was. Maggie Knox is actually a pseudonym for two separate authors who have written books on their own, but this, I believe, is their first one written together, and this is a Parent Trap style-esque adult romance about two twins who swap their lives. One is a TV baking show reality host, and the other works in their family's bakery, and they both decide to swap lives leading up to the Christmas holidays. This one kind of doesn't fit in the read or unread yet, because at the time of filming this I am actually currently reading it, so we're just making it the first book. You know, I think we're going to start with the unread pile first, just because it's much smaller. So the first book I have is Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. This was a Christmas gift from my friend Allana at the Awkward Bookworm. And this is also the first Tessa Bailey book I own or will ever read. I've heard great things about Tessa Bailey, especially a lot of her recent work, so I am excited to pick this one up. And also, on that note of gifts that Allana gave me, I actually also got Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson from Allana, but it did have some dust jacket damage with some rips, so I had to do an Amazon return and am waiting for my new copy to come back. So I want to say thank you to Allana for both of these books, even though I am still waiting for Amazon to send me the return of the Morgan Matson book. Next, we have An Offer from a Gentleman by Julia Quinn. I purchased this book for myself after reading the second book. I'm slowly getting through the Bridgerton books. They are holding me over until season 2 arrives, which we did get a date for, and it's going to be in March. So I'm very excited to continue reading the Regency romance series. These next two books I actually won in a Y'all Fest giveaway. I did enter a bunch of giveaways, and I don't know which giveaways these are from, but I did win them. And the first one is The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. I have heard great things about this book, and I decided to go ahead and add it to my physical TBR so I can check out and see what this is about. And the other one that I won from a giveaway is House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. I have also heard good things about this book, and from my understanding of reading the synopsis, it is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling. At least that is my understanding of what I gathered from it. I actually had also won more books in the giveaway pack. One of them was Instructions for Dancing, but I do actually own a hard copy of that, so I'm going to be giving it to one of my friends. These next few books actually came from the Barnes & Noble 50% off hardcover sale. I succumbed to the sale like a bunch of other people did, and it was a really good sale, and I actually came out of it with 5 books. And the funny thing is, I went to that sale the day that my 2021 reflection went up, and I said what my physical TBR was. I believe I said it was like 13 books. It's not 13 books anymore. It's like 20 books now. So the first one I picked up is The Lives of Saints by Leigh Bardugo. You may have seen this featured in my January reading plans video, and it is a collection of short stories. Also from Leigh Bardugo, I picked up Rule of Wolves, and this is the second book in the King of Scars duology. I'm excited to pick it up because I did read King of Scars last year, and I'm excited to see what this one is about. Next, I picked up Pumpkin by Julie Murphy. I know it's kind of hard to see. This is the third book in the Dumplin universe, and I'm very excited to pick this one up, and I am in love with the rainbow spine, and I'm very excited to dive back into the Dumplin world. One reason that I was so happy that the sale had been extended multiple times was because I was able to pick up Here's to Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, which came out on December 28th. So I got a brand new released hardcover for half off. This is the sequel to What If It's Us, and we are following the same two characters as the first book. I actually want to reread the first book before I pick up this one because I don't remember too much about it. I just kind of remember how the ending was. So I want to have a refresher before I dive back in to the sequel. And the last to come from the Barnes & Noble sale was The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. This is the second book in the Magnus and Alec trilogy, and I need to catch up on my Shadowhunters. Alright, we're into the last couple of the unread ones. The first one I have is Save the Cat Writes a Novel by Jessica Brody. This is a nonfiction book that I decided to pick up on a whim because I had been talking to Alex from Pucks and Paperbacks a lot about writing in the past couple of months, and he highly recommended this book. So I decided to pick it up. I have not gotten around to reading it, which is unfortunate, but I am going to be getting notes for my book in the next couple of days, hopefully. So I will be diving into draft 3 of my novel, and will probably be using this book a bit more. Next, I kind of picked this one up on a whim, and it is Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. I found this brand new book at Goodwill for like $3. So I decided to pick it up on a whim because I do like retellings, but I've never read a Danielle Page book. So I decided to go ahead and give it a try. I haven't read it yet because it's in the unread pile, but hopefully in 2022. And the last book of the unread pile is A Lot Like Adios by Alexis Daria. This one I got from Desirai for Christmas. I'm pretty sure it was Christmas. And I also talked about this one in my January reading plans video, so I anticipate getting to it very soon. And now we are going to move on to the pile of read books, which is probably double the size of the unread pile. First, we have The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. You may know that I actually picked this as a book of the month pick a couple of months back, and I ended up reading it and loving it so much. So I ordered this paperback copy because I would like to annotate it with my friend Desirai from Librelabra. So I wanted a fresh copy to work with, and this is what I'm going to be annotating in 2022. Next, I have Crazy Stupid Bromance. This is by Lyssa K. Adams. It is the third book in the Bromance Book Club series. I believe I got this one from Desirai for either my birthday or Christmas. I want to say it was Christmas. I want to say I got this one from Desirai for Christmas, but I can't remember if it was this book or Isn't It Bromantic. Desirai, can you confirm that in the comments? Next, I have Well Matched by Jen DeLuca. This is the third book in the Renaissance Romance series. The first one being Well Met, second one being Well Played. And I love this series so much, especially the first book. And this one was a really fun ride, and I was really excited to pick it up. Next, I have Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. And this was a Book of the Month pick for my book club, and it was for December, and I was unable to get the book from the library, and it seemed to be sold out in a lot of places, but I managed to find a copy so I could participate in book club. Next, I have 2 copies of the same book, and that is Gilded by Marissa Meyer. This is a signed edition of the regular edition, and then I have the Fairy Loot edition that is gorgeous. Both of these are signed, but the Fairy Loot edition is exclusive, and it has gold edges. It is so beautiful, and I love this book so much, so I highly recommend picking this one up. Next, I have Cinderella is Dead by Callan Bayron. This was one of my favorite reads of 2020, and Callan Bayron potentially became an auto-buy author for me between this book and her second book, This Poison Heart. And I didn't have a copy of this, so I went ahead and picked up a hardcover to go along with my copy of This Poison Heart. Next, I have Better Together by Christine Riccio. This was a gift from Kathleen from For the Love of Books for Christmas, and this is the regular edition that has Jamie on the back. I also have the Barnes & Noble edition, which is Siri on the cover, but it's up high somewhere. So I have 2 beautiful editions of this book with different covers. Next is another gift that came from Kathleen for Christmas, and that is While We Were Dating by Jasmine Guillory. This is the most recent release in the Wedding Date companion series, and this one was really cute. Not my favorite out of all of hers, but I still really enjoyed it. These next 2 were Christmas gifts from Desirai from Librelabra. First one is Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. And this is another backlist Colleen Hoover that I wanted to catch up on. I'm still working on a lot of Colleen Hoover releases, but this was one of them and I finally finished it. And the other gift from Desirai was The Viscount Who Loved Me by Julia Quinn. This is the second book in the Bridgerton series, and this is going to be the inspiration slash focus of season 2. Keeping on theme of Bridgerton, I have The Duke and I, which is the first book in the series, and I found this at a Goodwill, and it is in pretty good condition. It does have a little bit of break in the spine, but it just looks loved then. Next, another hidden gem that was actually found at a library bookstore, and it is If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy. This is the first in an adult retelling romance series, modern retellings, and this one was Cinderella. This is a paperback edition. They came out in paperback and hardcover on the same date. But I found this at a library bookstore for only $2, and it did have a little bit of damage to it, but nothing that wasn't fixable, so I fixed it up with a little piece of clear tape, and now I have this nice copy. And lastly, we have some books that I purchased for Y'all Fest 2021. The first one was Blackout by Danielle Clayton, Tiffany D. Jackson, Nick Stone, Angie Thomas, Ashley Woodfolk, and Nicola Yoon. 4 of the 5 authors were at Y'all Fest, so I was able to get it signed by everybody except for Nick Stone. And I read this over the summer and I enjoyed it. It is a little anthology book set during a New York blackout. Then I picked up Fresh by Margot Wood, another favorite of 2021. And this one I actually read from the library first, and then when I found out that she was going to be at Y'all Fest, I got my own copy to get signed because I fell in love with this book, and I was unsure of whether I would enjoy it when I started picking it up, but wow, I loved it. And finally, we have a stack of books that were written by Jen Kalanita. I'm just going to quickly go through them because most of them are from the same series. The first one is The Rise of Flynn Rider by Jen Kalanita, the first in her new middle grade series following Disney heroes as children. And then these are all of her contributions to the Twisted Tales series. So we have Go the Distance, Conceal Don't Feel, and Mirror Mirror. And then this is Love. This is also in the Twisted Tales series, but it's written by Elizabeth Lim. And I got this for Y'all Fest as well. And then additionally in the Twisted Tales series is Part of Your World, and this one is actually by Liz Braswell. I think I picked it up because of a sale, but I didn't buy it for Y'all Fest. It just happens to be in the same series. And that is everything that I have accumulated between October and December 2021. I know that that was a lot to go through, but I think in 2022 I'm gonna try and be more mindful of how many books I set aside before a haul video. Like, I need to bring it down and maybe do a couple smaller book hauls in the year instead of like 2 large ones. So that is all I have for this holiday book haul today. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every week, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. And if you really like my content, check out my Patreon, linked in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye! In the darkness, I don't feel so cold.